Morning, Steve Free in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Well, overnight we have a choppy trade with beans up about a penny, corn and wheat down anywhere from 1 to 3 cents. I think the three things that we continue to trade, number one is weather. It looks like this week will be mostly dry and warm, which should help crop conditions, at least for the corn. Beans showed a little bit of a drop in this week's ratings. I think it's because they're so late. They have a shallow root system, and they're going to need a rain to kind of pick them up and improve conditions. The second week is just a flip of the coin. You know, we've got this tropical depression that's coming into the Gulf. The one model has it bringing rain all the way up into the state of Illinois. The other model doesn't. So basically, one model is dry for next week. The other model is wet, especially east of the Mississippi. I think most people feel that by the end of the second week, the entire Midwest is going to need a rain to keep conditions where they're at. Second thing is trade talks. Both countries had conference calls. They're trying to establish a time frame in which they can meet face to face. The problem is that most of the market feel that there probably won't be a deal because the Chinese probably won't give up on some of the concessions that they want, and that even down the road maybe the president imposes additional tariffs on imported Chinese goods. No real sign yet that the Chinese are going to come in and buy any U.S. ag goods as a goodwill gesture during the talks. Also, we've got the USDA report tomorrow, and expected to show higher corn acres, higher corn carryout, lower bean acres, and lower bean carryout. The big difference is how much change do they do. In looking back, as far as the soybean yield is concerned, the USDA has only changed soybean yield 5 times in the last 25 years. People that have tried to call around and look at different inputs from farmers, extension people, they're carrying a 12.2 billion bushel corn crop and a yield of about 160. I doubt if the USDA says that tomorrow. Again, they've got 91.7 million corn acres and a yield of 166. As far as the corn yield, I mean, the USDA has changed the corn yield 8 times in July in the last 25 years. 3 were increases. The gains were somewhere between 3 to 4 bushels. I don't think they'll do that. The 5 times that they dropped it was 2012 was the heaviest when they dropped it 20 bushels per acre. And I don't think they're going to do that this time since they already dropped it in June. So funds. Yesterday were sellers of wheat and corn. They bought beans, meal, and oil. We continue to see them long 30 wheat, almost 200 corn, and short about 30 beans. We note that domestically, especially in corn, the basis is very strong. And so historically that has helped the futures market. But at this point in time, I think they're trading 2 separate things. I think the futures market's concerned about trade. I think the futures market is concerned about maybe the crops getting better and too much global supply, whereas the cash basis level is just trading the fact that there isn't any farmers selling. So the basis is going to have to do almost all the work to try to get cash movement of corn into the pipeline. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day.